Good morning. How you guys doing? It's Mike back with the thought of the day on March 21st, 2023. First, I want to give honor and praise to the Elohim of Israel for waking me up today and giving me the strength and the wisdom to bring you this message. Today is going to be a real deep topic. It touches me, and it's going to be about when basketball was my God. When basketball was my God. Last night, I got a text from one of my friends that the Life Center Church was burning down. I looked on the news and it was a massive fire, and I'm praying that nobody got hurt and that people, the school and the community there, would be able to recover from this tragedy. I was supposed to go speak at Life Center next month on April 24th. We'll share my experience, strength, and hope. So I pray that everybody's okay there and that they can recover. So this morning it put me on my spirit to think about when my life was controlled by basketball. Now, as I do this video, I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking about anybody else or what they have going on in their lives and their situation. I make these videos to just talk about my journey and what the Most High has showed me. And if people could take anything from that, they can. If they can't, I understand that too. But by no means am I pointing a finger at anybody or trying to talk about what anybody else has going on in their lives. That's not the case at all. Everybody has their own journey. And I repeat that again. Everybody has their own journey. But for most of my life, especially once I got into basketball had became my God. I would go anywhere to watch basketball. And when I started my company, I would go anywhere to cover basketball. I then drove to Florida. I then drove to Rhode Island. I then flew all across the country to California and Louisiana and Arizona and all of these places to cover basketball. And basketball was good to me. It was good to me financially. It was good for me in notoriety. It was good for me to being able to help kids and help them reach their goals. And I don't discount none of that. But the truth of the matter was I put basketball over God. If you ask me to travel all of those places back then to go serve God, I probably wouldn't have did it. And I know I wouldn't have did it. But I was willing to do all of those things for basketball. I would miss service anytime on Sunday, especially if I had tournaments. I had my first two wives often talked about how, especially my first wife, how she was my mistress and basketball was my real wife. And I was driven because I wanted to develop my company, and I often told people that I put God first, but I really didn't. And I would put in tons of work. I wrote over 8,000 articles on my blog, but I would never open the Bible and read about it. And frankly, a lot of it was because once I saw things working and I had a product that nobody else had at the time, I got caught up in the attention. I got caught up with wanting to be the first person to discover talent and write about that talent and to let people know that I was the first person to discover that talent. And I got caught up in all of that. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but I'm definitely saying that it took over my life in terms of putting God second. And he said not to put anything before him. And at that time in my life, I did. And a lot of other things that I got into, a lot of it allowed me to have access to do things that were ungodly that I talked about on other videos and things of that nature. And I soon have repented from all of that kind of stuff. But the fact of the matter is, at that time, throughout that part of my life, basketball was my God. I remember missing family gatherings. Even one time it was my birthday because I wanted to go to a tournament, and that hurt a lot of people. And I didn't really understand how engulfed I was in it until I started to come out of it. So why did I start to come out of it? I started coming out of it once I had my awakening and I got into my faith, and I started to realize that the Most High has me here for a more deeper purpose. Now, he did give me that platform. He did bless me with the basketball platform, but I think he blessed me with it for me to be able to have the name, to open some doors, to go in and tell people about him. I think he blessed me with it so people would see my transformation from the basketball world into the world that I am now. And I think he blessed me with it to have the platform so when I post the videos on my Instagram and places like that, a lot of people will get a chance to view it. And I know that the decision started to hit me when I would go to Shabbat class and I would hear about keeping the Sabbath, and knowing I wasn't, in my heart, I wasn't doing it the way that I was supposed to do it. So then I prayed to the Most High to give me the vision. And what he started to do was he started to remove the passion for really going to watch the games. Now it's nothing for me to tell somebody, nah, I can't go to the game on the Sabbath. I don't do that. And before I wouldn't. And the real test of time came when I had to stop doing Saturday events, which were big, especially for the basketball spotlight and what I was doing at the time. But once I made that decision, it made my bond with him even tighter. And now I just have a renewed spirit in terms of that. And once again, I'm not knocking anybody that love basketball, because you probably didn't love it as much as I did, so I could never knock anybody that does that. I'm just telling my journey and how, looking back at it, basketball was my God. Now I can honestly say that the Elohim of Israel is my God, and basketball and Christ is my Savior. And I do not worship basketball anymore. I will go to a game from time to time as a fan, and it feels good to be in there being able to watch the games just as a fan and not be obsessed with it. And I will continue to use this platform and continue to do events to try to point kids in the direction of sobriety and in the direction of telling them about him and telling them about Christ and how he died for us. I will also use my platform to continue to promote sobriety, because a lot of our kids are dying and adults are dying from overdoses and things of that nature. So I also feel that he allowed me to have the platform to be able to do that. Once again, I'm praying for the people and the church people at Life Center Academy. Life Center was good to me over the years. We had some tremendous events down there, and it's going to be truly missed if the gym is not recovered. Also, again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me, and now I can honestly say the Elohim of Israel is my God. Enjoy your day today. Shalom.